After going to the SharpCloud conference last year, I was inspired by a lot of the innovation and applications of SharpCloud, which is why I've come back again. I've been fortunate to be invited to do a talk this morning on how we've been using SharpCloud for our clients. What I'm seeing is challenges on a national scale, where we're trying to deliver projects that are critical to our national infrastructure that is being done in silos, not just at the government level in different departments, but also industrial sectors that are often doing the same thing to the same means. So we need to systemize our national infrastructure. So what I'm finding is that with SharpCloud, it's able to cut across a portfolio of government programs and able to optimize outcomes. What I'm also seeing across the project profession is the silos of the people, process and technology as well. We're in an age now where a lot of data is being generated, but it's not being used intelligently. And as we get more and more granularity, we get more complexity and more confusion. So that's another reason why I'm coming here today, to find out how other organizations are tackling that problem. So as technology is advancing, there's new AI applications and technology that's being brought to us, and we're all using it, whether it's on our phones or through television, through media or so on. But there's lots of applications and use for it in the project environment as well. At SharpCloud, it would be perfect because we're looking at lots of information to get humans to see with clarity what state their project's in and able to make decisions. But with all of this data, there are lots of low-hanging fruit opportunities to optimize how we gather that data and try to make sense of it. Whilst as individuals, we're changing and we're using new tools, how can we bring these tools into the work environment? How can we start connecting silos of databases and bring them into a business intelligence tool such as SharpCloud? With 2025 being the year of the agent, we're able to customize agents that's trained on certain contexts, which is exactly what SharpCloud is useful for. So if we were to train agents that are able to do things as well, and it's connected to databases that are used by multiple teams across not just the spectrum of projects, but across different contractor organizations, updating dashboards, updating business systems. This is why AI is really useful. Last year, shortly after I founded Kaleido, I come to the SharpCloud conference, and there was a penny-dropping moment getting to see how other people are using SharpCloud. And I saw with my client at the time a big opportunity for how they could simplify the way they deliver major programs and optimize how they're using resources. There's a growing government major projects portfolio. There's a lot of them that are still getting delayed or being impacted by unforeseen events and so on. A lot of these projects are sanctioned separately in silos when they're interdependent on one another. And there are many projects that can be grouped together that use the same resources and industrial capacity that we have in the country. As a consultancy of 4 people that are using SharpCloud, we're after big major programs and we're trying to make sense of them. We've been using Power BI to illustrate complex information at certain levels, up whether it's up the tier of the P3M, up to the portfolio level, or even hierarchical up to an exec. Because I do a lot of quantitative risk analysis, I know there's lots of decision makers that still don't quite know what, say, a P50 is for a sanctioned business case or a business case to be sanctioned. As a consultancy of just 4 people, we've got our hands on these tools and we're able to do a lot more with a lot less. For example, with these connections to different databases, we're able to ask a question, and with our hands on the rein of all of this data, we're able to make sense of it. Without using agentic AI, it would be very difficult. It would require lots of processes and workshops and data gathering. Even if it's the data is coming from a live dashboard, there's still that sense-making piece. So we could help understand the context with agentic AI. What's changed in my daily working life using SharpCloud is definitely the ability to connect relationships that are otherwise invisible. So let's take project controls, for instance. That's costs, risk, and schedule information. If you just look at that really simply, what I do is a lot of integrated modeling using QRA tools and things like that. But with SharpCloud, you're able to look at those interdependencies clearly